how qualifying will go down with 20 entries tonight. We're going to have one group of qualifiers. We'll have 2 to 3 cars come out here for 2 quick time laps. The top 6 in qualifying at the end of the session will be inverted. So tonight's number 1 qualifier will start 6th in heat race number 1. So that is how the inversion will go as we get ready for, I believe, 3 heat races later on tonight here with the Malvern Bank West Series. Of course, if you haven't already, be sure to get your fantasy picks in on My Race Pass. Of course, we'll be following along with MRP live tonight on My Race Pass. The app is to get our first 3 qualifiers out onto the Speedway. First 3 to take to the track will be the 99 of Daryl DeFrance. He'll be followed by the 32C of Chad Holliday and the 77 of Jeremy Petty. Those will be the first 3 cars out onto the Speedway to get qualifying time trials underway. Here we go. We're ready to get time trials underway. Daryl DeFrance will be the first one to hit to the Speedway. DeFrance, the Auto Parts, Area Installations, Dixie Chassis, number 99D. He'll be the first one out. He'll be followed by your defending E-Series champion, Chad Holliday. Holliday, the driver out of Muscatine, Iowa, the Holiday Trucking, Hunt's Construction, Ellsworth Trucking, Liberty Realty, Artie's Pub and Grill, Shepherd Powered, Longhorn Chassis, number 32C. And the third car line will be the 77 of Jeremy Petty, the driver out of Smolin, Kansas. In the Land Pride, Ryan Solutions, Cobold Commercial Properties, Mel Hamilton Racing, Burwell Construction, Salina Powered Rocket Chassis, number 77. So the France on the track, Chad Holliday next, and Jeremy Petty. Chad Holliday so far a 2-time winner on the East Series. Chad Holliday, a winner over at the Independence Motor Speedway in Independence, Iowa, also the Southern Iowa Speedway in Oskaloosa, Iowa. Jeremy Petty making his second start on the tour. Hasn't raced with us since he joined us with the East Tour at the Southern Iowa Speedway in Oskaloosa, Iowa. Daryl DeFrance, one of, I believe, 3 drivers racing both the East and the West Series in 2024. As we make that forward, Chad Holliday. First lap coming for Daryl DeFrance will be a 16.766 for his first lap. First lap going for Holliday. It looks like a heater, and it is a 15.800 for Chad Holliday. A 15.800 for Holliday on lap number 1. First lap for Jeremy Petty will be a 17.052. 17.052 for Petty. Second lap for DeFrance is better at a 16.603. Second lap for Holliday, better at 15.781. 15.781 for Chad Holliday on lap number 2. Second lap going for Jeremy Petty, not as good. He'll stay at a 17.052. So Chad Holliday, the fastest out of the first trio at a 15.781. Daryl DeFrance second at a 16.603, and Jeremy Petty third at a 17.052. Next out will be the 04 Tad Pospisil, followed by the 1 of Jake Bridge, and the 26-year Corey Zeiner. Tad Pospisil, the defending West Series champion out of the 04 Nebraska, the 61 winner for Iron Horse CPAs, East Road Pub 106 Gigs Radio, SNS Graphics, Scott Davis Powered Longhorn, number 4. Then we got Jake Bridge out of Waverly, Nebraska, the IU Farms out of State, China Jake Cody Calvin Rose, Kevin Stone Powered Sport Castle, number 1. We got Corey Zeiner, the driver out of Bennington, Nebraska, transfer from Monster Brothers, Clark Swan here, Shepherd Powered Rocket, number 26 junior. First lap for Hospital, second at a 16.444. 16.444. Bridge now goes second at a 15.968. 15.968. Jake Bridge now Zeiner on top of 15.745. 1.5745 for Corey Zeiner on lap 1. Second lap for Hospital is better, but will stay fourth at 16.21. Jake Bridge will stay with his first lap at a 15.968. Second lap for Corey Zeiner, better at 15.731. 1.5731 for Corey Zeiner. He's now number 1. Next out will be the 15K of Justin Kai. He'll be followed by the 6 of Jake Neal and the 35D of Dylan Stillman. Justin Kai, the 2-time E-Series champion out of Wheatland, Iowa. The Hofer Trucking Team, Sky Farms Elevators, with the Cypress Mason Property, AV Freight Service, Alabama Powered MD Custom Chassis, 15K. Farmer Justin Kai, will go forward at 16.148. 16148 for Justin Kai. First lap for Jake Neal with the 6 at 16.432. And Dylan Stillman, he'll go forward at 16.085. 16.085 for Dylan Stillman. Second lap for Kai. Not as good. He'll stay at a 16.148 for his fast lap. Neal improved. Yes, he jumps it stay fifth at a 16:03.4. So Jake Neal now third fastest with that number 6 machine at a 15:08.05. Still a 15:731 is the mark to beat by Corey Zeitner. Kurt Schroeder next out, followed by the 56 of Chris Speaker, and then the 14 of Kyle Burke. Kurt Schroeder, the driver out of Newton, Iowa. Kurt Schroeder, CPA for Galen Dobbs of Des Moines, Jet Drink Services, CRP Services, Wall Excavation and Plumbing, Iowa Water and Waste Systems, Shepherd Power, and Customers. Then we got Chris Speaker, the driver out of Messina, Iowa. The car has a Speedway Specialist, Erickson Construction, Locals, Plumbing, Plumbing, Shepherd Power, Rocket Chassis, number 56. Then we got Kyle Burke, our winner out here from 2 years ago from Marquette, Nebraska. Car of Aurora Co-op, Store Manufacturing, Grease Truck Wash, Shepherd Power, Longhorn, number 14. First lap coming from Kurt Schroeder. Schroeder will go 6th at a 16:08.9. 16:08.9 for Kurt Schroeder. First lap for Chris Speaker. He'll go 9th at 16:445. First lap for Kyle Burke. 4th at a 15:8.92. 15:8.92 for Kyle Burke. That's 4th fastest. Schroeder will now jump into the top 5 at 15:900 for the 15C of Schroeder. Meanwhile, Chris Speaker will go better at 16:271. Meanwhile, Kyle Burke, he will not improve. He'll stay 4th at a 15:8.92. Next 3 cars on the track will be the 22 of Charlie McKenna, followed by the 4 of J.C. Wyman, and the 53 of Andrew Koziski. Charlie McKenna, your winner here at the Thayer County Fair last season, the driver out of Ames, Iowa, in the Might Yield Seed Treaters, Christy Door Company, Dirt Track Bank, Shore Motor Company, Vic Hill Powered MD Custom, number 22. Then we got J.C. Wyman, currently 3rd in the West Series standings out of Griswold, Iowa. The Clean Car Center, Wyman Body Works, Shore Motor Company, GW Performance, J.D. Wyman Powered Longhorn, number 4. And then we got Andrew Koziski, the driver out of La Vista, Nebraska. The A1 Crash Cars, Koziski Auto Parts, the Brada Drivetrain, Connors White Pro Powered Longhorn by Wells, number 53. First lap coming for Charging Charlie, and he'll go 6th at a 15:938. 15:938 for Charlie McKenna. First lap coming for J.C. Wyman. He'll go 8th at a 16:019. 16:019. First lap for Koziski is 4th at a 15:869. 15:869. First lap from second lap for McKenna, top of the charts, a 15:654 for Charlie McKenna. That's down number 1. J.C. Wyman at 16:005. That's good for 9th, and Andrew Koziski will not improve. He'll stay 5th. So Charlie McKenna now number 1 at a 15:654. Next out will be the 62 of Justin Zeitner, followed by the 3 of Mike Collins and the 38T of Dylan Thornton. Justin Zeitner, already a 3-time winner with the Malvern Bank Series. The driver out of Malvern, Iowa, the CSI Logistics, Zeitner and Sons Trucking, Lucas Lawns, DJ's Dugout, MCT Company, Shepherd Power, Schwartz and Horn, number 62. And then we've got Mike Collins out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, the 5150 Trailer Sales, DW Performance Rocket Chassis, number 3. And then we got Dylan Thornton making his Thayer County Speedway debut, the driver out of Santa Maria, California, the Peterson Insurance, Sky Farms Elevators, Madison Trucking, Vanderheim Trucking, Hallowell Powered Warrior Chassis, number 38T. First lap for Justin Zeitner, he'll go 11th at a 16:064. First lap for Mike Collins. Collins will go at a 16:299. First lap going for Dylan Thornton, he'll go 8th at a 15:923. 15:923 for Dylan Thornton on his first lap. Second lap for Justin Zeitner, he'll jump into the top 10 at 15:98. That's good for 10 for Zeitner. Second lap for Collins, not as good. He'll stay at a 16:299. Second lap for Thornton. Thornton goes to 3rd at a 15:778. 15:778 for Dylan Thornton. Final 2 cars scheduled to come out, the 52 of Brian Koziski and your current points leader, the 24 of Bill Layton Jr. Brian Koziski out of Papillion, Nebraska, the Dirt Track Bank, Imperial Tile TV and Company, Stumpy's Custom Creations, Koziski Auto Parts, Albell Custom Homes, Longhorn Chassis, number 52. And then we got Bill Layton Jr., the current points leader out of La Vista, Nebraska, the Taylor Quick Pick, Duros Networks, Wright Speed Yards, Collins Home Creations, 5-Star Truck Center, Margaret Grady, Scott Bailey Powered XR1 Rocket, number 24. Brian Koziski in the 52 machine rattled off his first top 5 finish with the Malvern Bank Tour last time out over at the US 30 Speedway. Bill Layton Jr. so far a 4-time winner this season. 3 West Series wins and 1 East Series win. First lap coming for Bill Layton. Layton goes 3rd at a 15:741. Meanwhile, Brian Koziski, a 16:172 on his first lap. Second lap for Brian Koziski, he'll jump to 14. Brian Koziski, second lap coming for Layton. He will not improve, he'll stay at a 15:741. So race fans, that will conclude time trials for the Malvern Bank Super Late Models West Series. Race fans, give it up. Tonight's #1 qualifier, last year's winner here at Deschler at a time of 15.654 seconds. Give it up, your top qualifier, the 22, Charlie McKenna. Corey Zeitner was second fastest at a 15.731. Bill Layton Jr. third at a 15.741. Dylan Thornton was fourth at a 15.778, and Chad Holliday rounded out the top 5 at a 15.781. Jake Neal was sixth, Andrew Kosiski seventh, Kyle Burke eighth, Kurt Schroeder ninth, and Jake Bridge rounds out the top 10 in qualifying time trials. Justin Zeitner was 11th, J.C. Wyman 12th, Dylan Stillman 13th, Brian Kosiski 14th, Justin Kai rounding out the top 15. Tad Pospischel was 16th, Chris Speaker 17th, Mike Collins 18th, Daryl DeFrance 19th, and Jeremy Petty rounding out the field. Junior on top of the board right now, but he's only got 6 points over Chad Holliday going into this race. So only a 6-point margin separating the top 2 in the standings going into tonight. Chad Holliday, like I mentioned, is second. J.C. Wyman currently 30 points out of the lead in third, but only 4 points behind J.C. Wyman is Tad Pospischel. Meanwhile, Andrew Kosiski rounding out the top 5 in the championship standings. Kyle Burke currently shown 6th in series-long standings. Brian Kosiski is 7th. Dylan Stillman is 8th. Chris Speaker 9th. And Charlie McKenna rounds out the top 10. Should be a very interesting night tonight, race fans. So far, there he is, race fans. Give it up for him. Charlie McKenna, your #1 qualifier tonight here at the Thayer County Speedway. But so far, in 3 races here at Thayer County Speedway, we have had 3 different winners. We'll see if that trend continues on, or could Charlie McKenna, Kyle Burke, or Jake Neal become the first repeat winner. So here we go, our 1 heat race for the Sunoco IMCA late models coming out here. 6 laps the distance. This is how we set up our heat race on the pole. It'll be the driver out of Dubuque, Iowa by way of Utan, Nebraska. That'll be the 13 junior Colton Leal. On his outside from Juniata, Nebraska, scheduled to be the 23. That is Jake Kapicka. Second row to the inside from Grand Island, Nebraska. That'll be the 14 of Bill Kubik. On his outside from Albion, Nebraska. It'll be the 112. That is Dan Lucan. Third and final row on the inside from Columbus, Nebraska. It'll be the 60 IB. It's Stone Cold Anthony Roth. And rounding out the field from Aurora, Nebraska, that'll be the 5S. That is Dylan Schmier. So it looks like Kapicka electing to probably start at the rear. That'll put Dan Lucan to the outside. So Kapicka electing to start at the rear of the field here tonight. And we'll get ready to go for our 1 heat race here with the IMCA Late Models, presented by Sunoco Race Fuels, the official title sponsor of the IMCA Late Models for 2024. Colton Leal, Dan Lucan, row 1, Bill Kubik, Anthony Roth, row 2, Jake Kapicka, Dylan Schmier in row number 3. That's how we stack them up. And off at turn number 4, Scott Angel's green flag. He's shaking his head, saying no on that one. Colton Leal quick with the trigger, and Scott Angel was not a fan of that. So we'll try it again. It's great to have Scott Angel back with us tonight with Dirt Crown Promotions. Of course, he was high atop the flag stand this past Sunday night for the Remy Elting Memorial. A little bit cooler temperature than it was out here on Sunday night. That one, Scott Angel says, yes, I like that one, let's get to it. We're ready to go for the 6-pack attack for the IMCA late models. Colton Leal, car pushes badly through 1 and 2. That's going to allow Anthony Roth to push ahead. Anthony Roth, that sweet Bloomquist chassis, number 60 IB, now shows the way. Roth will lead lap number 1. Anthony Roth, his first full season of IMCA late model competition, he has taken the scene here by storm. Multiple A feature wins and current points leader over at the US 30 Speedway. Lindquist chassis. The driver out of Columbus, Nebraska, Anthony Roth, makes it look easy. He'll win your heat race with the IMCA late models. Jake Kapicka is second. Dylan Schmier will be third. Then will be Colton Leal, Dan Lucan, and Bill Kubik to finish out the order here with our IMCA late models. So we'll head down to the scale in the infield to make it official. Race fans, give it up. Your winner with the Sunoco Race Fuels IMCA late models out of Columbus, Nebraska, car number 60 IV, Anthony Roth. So that will do it for your heat race for the IMCA late model. I believe next up will be our first of 2 heat races with the Midwest Classic Stock Car Association. So here we go, heat race number 1 of 2 for the Midwest Classic Stock Cars coming out onto the Speedway. On the pole for heat race number 1, your eyes do not deceive you. That is a 76 Vega on pole. That'll be the 27 of Kyle Becker. On his outside schedule will be the 00, the 53 out of Rogers, Nebraska. That's a 53 Chevy, that's Eric Cherney. Finishing out the order will be the 49 Ford in the XX out of Ord, Nebraska. That is Trent Proskachil. Also on this one schedule will be the 1 machine of Bill Rombach in that 68 Camaro. Do not see him out there. Also the 6 SS of Bill Rost, scheduled to be in heat number 1. So unfortunately, it looks like the 6 SS of Bill Ross, also a scratch. Well, actually, they're going to move him to the second heat. Meanwhile, Cody Proskachil in that 9X, he's scheduled to be on the pole for heat race number 2. Unfortunately, with that motor that went up in hot laps, unfortunately, Cody Proskachil is going to be a scratch for his heat race tonight. So we'll make it a triple threat match. 2 Chevys and a Ford. Kyle Becker had a great debut here at US 30 Speedway with that Vega. We'll see what he can do. Eric Cherney on his outside. Quick 5-lap dash here in heat number 1. Kyle Becker, Eric Cherney, and Trent Proskachil. Pick your favorite as we go green for the Midwest Classic Stock Cars. And the chairman of the board not wasting any time on that outside line, Eric Cherney. Going to show the way as they go down the backstretch for the first time. Kyle Becker will settle into position number 2 in that blue 76 Chevy Vega. Becker staying around the low side of turns 3 and 4, trying to pull even with Cherney. Not going to happen. Eric Cherney in that 53 Chevy, he'll lead lap number 1. Kyle Becker continues to run second. Then it's Trent Proskachil back in P3 in that XX, the 49 Ford. The 49 Ford, that's the oldest style of car in this field tonight. Cherney continues to show the race lead. Kyle Becker keeping him honest in car 27. The little blue Vega that could. Going off at turn number 2, trying to hunt down Cherney for the race lead. They'll go through 3 and 4 this time. The laps continue to wind down. Eric Cherney continuing to hold on for dear life. The Vega showing some muscle as they head to turn number 1. That CNC Repair, KB Fabrications sponsored entry out of Columbus, Nebraska. Kyle Becker, been an off and on competitor with the Midwest Classic Stock Car Association, but good to see him back in that beautiful Vega as the 2 to go signal comes out from Scott Angel. Cherney still leads it. Becker still trying to find an opening he can use. They can't quite get the run. They go into turn number 3 as Cherney continues to ride that middle lane. Kyle Becker just not able to find the room off of turns 3 and 4 as the white flag comes out. Becker is a little bit better off of turn 2, but Cherney is better off of 4. Through 1 and 2 this time, Cherney nails his marks. 2 more corners to go. Can Becker make the pass? As they go through 3 and 4 for the final time, Cherney trying to make that the widest Chevy possible of a turn number 4. The checker will come out, and Eric Cherney will hang on for the heat race win over Kyle Becker and Trent Proskachil. So he gets the job done. Race fans give it up for him. From Rogers, Nebraska, he drives that 53 Chevy. Car number 00, Eric Cherney. Well, now we'll get into our second and final heat with the Midwest Classic stock cars on the pole. It'll be the 12 machine out of Ord, Nebraska. That is going to be Tad Proskachil in that 65 Chevelle. On his outside in the 17. That'll be a 71 Monte Carlo from Grand Island. That'll be Corey Proskachil. Row 2 on the inside, there will be the 6 SS in that 70 Chevelle. That'll be Bill Rost out of Utica, Nebraska. And rounding out the field in the 25 machine, it's a 1975 Oldsmobile Cutlass. That will be from Narca, Kansas. That is Jeremiah Bunch. So we go from the triple threat to the fatal 4-way format here in heat number 2. Here we go. The Proskachils will bring them off at turn number 4. We are green in heat race number 2 with the Midwest Classic stock cars. Proskachils 1 and 2, and now Corey will have the upper hand over Tad as they exit turn number 2. Corey Proskachil shows the way down the backstretch as they head to turn 3. Here comes the 25 and Jeremiah Bunch around the outside of turns 3 and 4. Bunch will take that silver medal spot away. Meanwhile, lap 1 will go to the 71 Monte Carlo of Corey Proskachil. Jeremiah Bunch making his first start with the Midwest Classic stock cars tonight. Gorgeous look in that 75 Oldsmobile, trying to run down Proskachil for the top spot. Meanwhile, decent race starting to form up at the tail end of the field. Bill Rost in that 6 SS trying to take the fight to the 12 of Tad Proskachil for the 3rd spot. But the 65 Chevelle has the upper hand over the 70 Chevelle. Proskachil, meanwhile, in the 17, Corey to be exact, continues to be your race leader. Jeremiah Bunch closing that gap. We'll see if Jeremiah Bunch can formulate a plan to get to the front of the pack. The 2 to go signal will be coming up this time from head flagman Scott Angel. 2 more times around the speedway for Corey Proskachil in car 17. Jeremiah Bunch staying close with him just in case something goes south. Corey Proskachil keeping that 17 nice and straight down the backstretch into turn number 3. Bunch trying to make that charge late. White flag is coming out as Bunch gets a run off the bottom, but not enough to pull up beside Proskachil for the race lead. White flag out. Bunch gonna try to diamond it into turns 1 and 2. Can't get the run off the bottom lane that he needs. They'll go into 3 for the final time. Checker flag is coming out this time. Bunch, can he get the run off of 4 that he needs? He'll try it, but won't be enough. Corey Proskachil will score the win. Jeremiah Bunch will come home 2nd. 3rd will be Tad Proskachil, and Bill Rost will round out the field. So they'll head back over to the pit area. Give it up for him, race fans. Your winner of heat race number 2 with the Midwest Classic stock cars. He drives that 1971 Chevy Monte Carlo out of Grand Island, Nebraska, the 17, Corey Proskachil. Well, that will take us up to our first of 3 heat races tonight for the Malvern Banks Super Late Models West Series. Each one of these will go 8 laps in distance. Heat race number 1 scheduled to look like this on the pole. It is the defending West Series champion from North Fort, Nebraska. It's the 04 of Tad Pospischal. On his outside from Alvo, Nebraska, it'll be the 35D. That is Dylan Silman. Row number 2 on the inside from Waverly, Nebraska. That'll be the 1 of Jake Bridge. On his outside from La Vista, Nebraska, it'll be the 53 of Andrew Kasiski. Row number 3 on the inside in his Thayer County Speedway debut. From Santa Maria, California, the 38T of Dylan Thornton. On his outside, tonight's fast qualifier, the 22 out of Ames, Iowa, it's Charlie McKenna. And rounding out the field from Marshalltown, Iowa, that will be the 99D of Daryl DeFrance. That is your lineup. Heat race number 1 for the Malvern Bank Super Late Models West Series here at the 2024 Thayer County Fair. So your first heat race coming out onto the Speedway. Don't forget, race fans, after we get through our heat races tonight, we'll tally up the points through qualifying and heat races, and the top point earner will have a chance to start in tonight's Skyline Materials lucky 6th place starting position. If the initial driver declines the offer, whoever gets the normal redraw spot will get, whoever gets 6th in the normal redraw will get the spot. Race fans, tonight, race fans, the Skyline Materials lucky 6th place starter, if they can win tonight's feature from 6th, a $1,650 bonus could be going to one of our drivers on top of the $3,000 to win prize tonight, courtesy of Skyline Materials. So whoever starts 6th in tonight's main event, if they can pull off the win, they'll pick up that $3 grand paycheck along with a bonus $1,650, courtesy of Skyline Materials. So far, the Skyline Materials lucky 6th place award has been claimed twice. First one to do it was Chad Simpson over at the Davenport Speedway in Davenport, Iowa. The second one was Bill Layton Jr. at the CJ Speedway in Columbus Junction, Iowa. Of course, race fans, if the 6th place finisher tonight does not win our feature, Skyline Materials will add an extra $150 to the award, which will make it $1,800 for tomorrow's event up at the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk, Nebraska. Of course, race fans, we hope you'll join us out on tour tomorrow night up at the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk, Nebraska, our next stop on the Malvern Bank West Tour. If you can't make it up there, we got the fine folks at Dirt Crown TV up there joining us up there. Of course, big thanks to Dirt Crown for joining us out here this past Sunday night with the Stock Car Crown Tour here at Thayer County Speedway, as well as tonight here at the Thayer County Speedway for the Thayer County Fair races. They'll be with us tomorrow night up at Off-Road. So it looks like we're going to get the quick lineup switch up, and we'll get ready to go here for heat race number 1. Lineup is squared away, and Scott Angel, I believe, will give the 1 to go signal next time around. Heat race number 1 officially lined up and ready to go. The caution lights go out across the Thayer County Speedway. Tad Pospischel, Dylan Silman, row 1. Jake Bridge, Andrew Kaczynski, row 2. Dylan Thornton, Charlie McKenna, row 3, and Daryl DeFrance out back. Tad Pospischel, the most recent winner on the tour. Charlie McKenna, your defending winner here at the Thayer County Speedway. The field tightens up and they will come to life off of turn number 4 this time. Scott Angel with green flag in hand. It is out. We're green in heat race number 1. Pospischel leads the land rush into turn number 1. Dylan Silman trying to make the cross section work off of turn number 2. Can't make the pass there. Silman will settle into the second spot. Here goes Jake Bridge. A good move to the low side. He'll slide up in front of Silman to take the second spot away. Meanwhile, lap 1 will go to Tad Pospischel. Jake Bridge runs second, Dylan Silman runs third. Now here comes Dylan Thornton out to the inside of Silman. Battle is on between the Dylans. Dilly looking to the inside of Silman for that third spot as they go through 3 and 4 this time. But Silman answers the call on the outside. He'll keep the bronze medal spot. Tad Pospischel, your leader, and now Jake Bridge over the cushion in turn number 1. That allowed Silman to pull him aside for a quick moment. And now here goes Dylan Thornton. Thornton, the only Warrior chassis in the field tonight, making his Thayer County Speedway debut. so far. Thornton coming off a win with his IMCA modified a couple nights over in Clay County Speedway. And right now, Thornton trying to crack the whip on the 38T machine. But right now, Tad Pospisil waiting for nobody. Picked up a big win at US 30 Speedway last week. And now trying to continue his good fortunes and try to get back into this championship fight. Pospisil currently 4th in series standings coming into tonight. Meanwhile, the battle for second is starting to heat up as Sylvan right to the inside throws the slider on Jake Bridge. Great move there as Sylvan able to take back the second spot. Bridge trying to counterattack through 3 and 4. Not going to happen as both cars jump the cushion in turn 4. 2 to go this time. Tad Pospisil continues to show the way in car number 04. And with this battle for second, the lead is only growing. White flag will be coming out this time. 3/8 of a mile to go for the driver out of North Fort, Nebraska. The Scott Bailey Racing Engine singing full song around the Thayer County Fairgrounds. Meanwhile, Dylan Silman, he has come oh so close to winning multiple features with the Tour. Could tonight be the night the young man breaks through? But off of turn number 4, it'll be Tad Pospisil to dominate heat race number 1. Pospisil wins, while Dylan Silman will come home second. That's Jake Bridge, Dylan Thornton, Charlie McKenna, and Daryl DeFrance to finish out the order. So the top 2 will head down to the scale to make it official. Race fans, give it up. Your winner of heat race number 1, your defending West Series champion from North Fort, Nebraska. He drives the Signer Trucking, Window World, Iron Horse, CPA, Steets Well and Pump, 106 Kicks, Radio, SNS Graphics, Scott Bailey powered Longhorn Chassis. Car number 04, give it up for your winner, Dash Lord Tad Pospisil. Yeah, Pospisil, I think, forgot the memo that the scale is in the infield here at the Thayer County Speedway. He'll reroute, make his way down as we'll get ready to go for heat race number 2 here at the Thayer County Speedway. Scheduled to start on the pole for heat race number 2. That'll be the driver out of Messina, Iowa. That'll be the 56 of Chris Speaker. On his outside from Papillion, Nebraska, it'll be the 52 of Brian Kosiski. Second row inside from Malvern, Iowa, it'll be the 62 of Justin Zeitner. On his outside from Marquette, Nebraska, it's the 14 of Kyle Burke. Third row inside, he is the defending E-Series champion from Muscatine, Iowa, the 32C of Chad Holliday. On his outside from Bennington, Nebraska, the 26 junior of Corey Zeitner. And rounding out the field, out of Smolin, Kansas, that will be the 77, that is Jeremy Petty. So again, the driver's going to take a quick lap around the outside of the racetrack to get some of that fluff knocked down. Chad Holliday making his Thayer County Speedway debut tonight. That 32C, the Jim Shepard powered Longhorn chassis, last year's Malvern Bank East Series champion. Meanwhile, Kyle Burke in the 14, your winner here at Thayer County Speedway from 2 years ago. The all-time winningest driver, 7 series championships, and 91 feature wins all-time with the Tour. Still looking to get win number 1 on the year with the Malvern Bank West Series. Meanwhile, the 77 of Jeremy Petty making his second start with the Malvern Bank Series this year. Last time Jeremy was with us, he was with the East Series as we headed over to the Southern Iowa Speedway in Oskaloosa, Iowa. So hopefully we'll get to see Jeremy a few more times this year before the season is out. Of course, we'll be heading down to the state of Kansas one more time this year. That will be down at the Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City. That'll be coming up next month. That'll be September 27th. The Malvern Bank West Series will be heading down to the Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. Hopefully we'll pick up Jeremy Petty and a couple others when we make the way down there. Brian Kosiski in the 52, like I mentioned before, coming off a 5th place finish last weekend over at the US 30 Speedway in Columbus, Nebraska. Justin Zeitner already multiple feature wins so far this year for the 62 machine, despite not being on the Tour full time. Here we go. Chris Speaker, Brian Kosiski, row number 1. Justin Zeitner, Kyle Burke in row 2. Chad Holliday, Corey Zeitner, row 3. Jeremy Petty out back. A lot of heavy hitters in this one. And it will be the Woodpecker out of Messina, Iowa on the pole position. We go green here in heat race number 2 at Deschler. Speaker leads the land rush through 1 and 2. Meanwhile, 3 wide momentarily. Brian Kosiski gets the drop on the outside lane. Kosiski will keep Chad Holliday and Justin Zeitner back there for 3rd and 4th. Meanwhile, Corey Zeitner trying to make some moves on the low side. Not going to happen. Lap 1 goes to Chris Speaker. Brian Kosiski, your second place runner. Here goes Justin Zeitner to the inside of Chad Holliday. Here we go. Pair of hot shoes from the state of Iowa. It's Malvern and Muscatine going at it for the 3rd spot. Right now, it's the Messina driver up front in the form of Chris Speaker. Now Speaker's got company as Holliday throws the slide job of Brian Kosiski for 2nd. Here comes the defending East Series champion Holliday. Full head of steam into turn number 3. Just enough room. Holliday does not get into the 56. Good on him. And now he'll stay to the low side. Through 1 and 2, you've got a new race leader. Chad Holliday pokes the nose ahead. And the driver out of Muscatine, Iowa, that Jim Shepard racing engine, singing full song in that Longhorn chassis. Holliday now shows the way here in his first ever visit to Thayer County Speedway. Chad Holliday currently 2nd in the West Series standings coming into tonight at Deschler. I know he lost the championship point lead last time out at US 30. I know he wants to get it back badly. Chris Speaker runs 2nd. Justin Zeitner is 3rd. Here goes Kyle Burke to the inside of Brian Kosiski. Kosiski jumped into the flush into turns 1 and 2, and Kyle Burke will take the 4th spot away. 2 sticks up, 2 to go. Chad Holliday now starting to separate from the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Justin Zeitner trying to ride that low side around the Thayer County Speedway. Meanwhile, Corey Zeitner, good move off the low side of 1 and 2. He'll sidestep Brian Kosiski for the 5th spot. White flag is out. Here comes Kyle Burke around the outside. He will keep JC at bay. Burke now up to the 3rd spot as they head to turn 1. Meanwhile, down the backstretch and into 3 for the final time. How about it? His first time here to Deschler, and he came and saw and conquered in his heat race. Chad Holliday wins heat number 2. Chris Speaker will be 2nd. Kyle Burke is 3rd. Then it's Justin Zeitner, Corey Zeitner, Brian Kosiski, and Jeremy Petty to finish out the order. So what a debut here in the heat race. Give it up for him, race fans. First time here at Thayer County Speedway. He's a heat race winner from Muscatine, Iowa. He drives the Holiday Trucking, Hunt's Construction, Ellsworth Trucking, Liberty Realty, Artie's Pub and Grill, Dr. Keith Stanley, number 32C. Give it up for him, Thayer County, Chad Holliday. Our 3rd and final heat race ready to come out onto the Speedway. Here's your starting lineup. On the pole, scheduled to be the number 3 out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. That is Mike Collins. On his outside, the 2-time East Series champion from Wheatland, Iowa. It's the 15K of Justin Kai. Row number 2 on the inside from Griswold, Iowa. It'll be the 4 of J.C. Wyman. On his outside from Newton, Iowa. That'll be the 15C of Kurt Schroeder. 3rd and final row. He was your first ever Malvern Bank Series winner here at Deschler back in 2021 from Omaha, Nebraska. It's the 6 of Jake Neal, and rounding out the field, the current series points leader for the West Series out of La Vista, Nebraska. That is the 24 of Bill Layton Jr. That is your lineup. Very fun heat race here. We mentioned it before, Chad Holliday making his first ever visit here to Thayer County Speedway. Same goes for the 15K of Justin Kai. Kai already a 2-time winner this year with the Malvern Bank Series. Won the East Series race over at Maquoketa Speedway, and then won an absolute thriller a couple weeks back at the Marshalltown Speedway for the Dale de France Memorial. Meanwhile, Bill Layton Jr., your current Malvern Bank West Series points leader, 4 wins on the season so far for the 24 out of La Vista, Nebraska, 3 of them being West Series wins so far. Of course, we go back to one of his best racetracks tomorrow night over at the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk. I mentioned before, Jake Neal in that number 6 machine. He was your winner here at the Thayer County Fairgrounds back in 2021. That was back with the Rick Honeycutt-owned number 1. That is the team that Jake Bridge is driving for tonight. Jake Neal, his 2nd night out in the Al Humphrey Motorsports number 6. Here we go. Mike Collins, Justin Kai, row 1. J.C. Wyman, Kurt Schroeder, row 2. Jake Neal and Bill Layton Jr. in row number 3. It's a 6-pack, and it's a good one at that. It's going to be the Joker on the pole position with the Flying Farmer to his outside. Nice and easy. We are green in heat race number 3. Good Good takeoff by Collins as they head into turn number 1. Meanwhile, J.C. Wyman will meet Collins now. He'll take the race lead away. 3 wide for a moment. Here comes Jake Neal around the low side. Neal pulls even with Wyman as they go through 3 and 4. Lap number 1 will go to J.C. Wyman. Wyman, your leader after lap 1. Jake Neal rides in that second spot. Now Bill Layton Jr. nicely around the low side. Billy the Kid now up to 4th. He'll go after Mike Collins for 3rd. As they go into 3 and 4, Layton stays glued to the low side. Collins up the hill off into number 4. Track race down to the line. Give it to Layton by half a wheel well over Collins. Mike Collins going why so serious for the Joker as he goes toe-to-toe with Layton for that 3rd spot. Great race there between a pair of rocket chassis. Meanwhile, it's the Longhorn of Wyman showing the way over the XR1 rocket of Jake Neal as they head to turn 1. Great race there as Neal continues to keep Wyman honest around the Thayer County Speedway. Neal is right there to bite just in case Wyman hits a rut or throws the car off. As they go into 1 now, Wyman stays glued to that middle lane. Jake Neal a groove lower. Great racing here at Deschler. This track is really coming to life here. It's fast. We got multiple lanes to use for. Deschler is coming to life. Laps continuing to wind down, and J.C. Wyman still with the upper hand over Jake Neal. Great bit of defense there. Meanwhile, great race at the tail end of the field as Kurt Schroeder and Mike Collins go after it. Meanwhile, Justin Kai hanging on to that 4th position as the 2 to go signal comes out from starter Scott Angel. J.C. Wyman currently 3rd in the West Series standings, and now we've got trouble in turn number 4, and unfortunately, that battle between Schroeder and Collins erupts into a 2-car tangle in turn number 4. The caution is out for the first time this evening. Man, that is worse than a Tinder hookup over there in turn number 4. Schroeder is trying to drive away, doesn't realize just how glued together they are. So right now the Thayer County Speedway safety crew are going to go over and hopefully get both of those cars unhooked. Meanwhile, the field is going to be brought to a standstill in turn number 2 to give the safety crew members enough time and space to get these cars unhooked. What a race up front. J.C. Wyman and Jake Neal putting on a great show here for all you great race fans in Deschler. A great run there. Meanwhile, Bill Layton Jr. hanging on to the 3rd spot over Justin Kai. I said Jake Neal, you have to go back a ways. The last time he found victory lane with the Malvern Bank Series. You have to go back to Independence Motor Speedway of 2022, the last time the Ripper found victory lane with the Malvern Bank Series. Of course, Jake, I think, actually got his first ever Malvern Bank Series win here back in 2021 here at the Thayer County Speedway. Of course, Jake Neal right now tied with currently tied with Travis Dickus for, I believe, 8th on the all-time win list. Neal, a 7-time series winner. Meanwhile, you look out there, Justin Kai currently sitting 5th on the all-time wins list tonight. The 2-time East Series champion out of Wheatland, Iowa. Like I mentioned before, a 2-time winner this year. Won that thriller a couple weeks ago at the Dale DeFrance Memorial at Marshalltown. Of course, got his first win over Memorial Day weekend at the Maquoketa Speedway. Meanwhile, Bill Layton Jr. having another great year so far, 4 A feature wins. He has tied his career best for a season in terms of wins. He's got 3 West Series races, 1 and then 1 East Series race. Of course, his lone East Series win was when he won the Skyline Materials Lucky 6th place start. That was at the Tony Stewart Tribute at the CJ Speedway in Columbus Junction, Iowa. Of course, Bill Layton Jr. also has wins at the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk, Nebraska. Of course, we'll be going back there tomorrow night. He also has a win at the Houston Speedway for the final night of the Silver Dollar Nationals this year. His other win on the tour was the Ray Hauk Late Model Showdown over at the Adams County Speedway in Corning, Iowa. Of course, we'll be back there at Adams County for the championship round. Both the East and West Series titles are on the line on October 4th and 5th at the Adams County Speedway in Corning, Iowa. Like I mentioned before, after tonight, we head to the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk, Nebraska for the Bob Haase Memorial. That'll be tomorrow night. If you can't make it out there, Dirt Crown TV has got the live broadcast. After that, we'll head back to racing action on Saturday night, August the 17th, over at the Junction Motor Speedway in McCool Junction, Nebraska. Meanwhile, after tonight's racing action goes final, race fans, we do have one more night of action on the Thayer County Speedway. We hope you'll join us out here on Saturday night, September 7th, for the Spring Creek Showdown, featuring the Malvern Bank 360 Sprint Car Series, along with the United Rebels Sprint Series. So 2 sprint car tours for the price of 1 here on Saturday, September 7th, here at the Thayer County Speedway. After our race at Junction Motor Speedway next weekend on the 17th, the Malvern Bank West Series will join back up with the East Series on Saturday, August 24th. The next part of our S&S Welding 10th is the Best Series, our dual race at the Hamilton County Speedway in Webster City, Iowa. That'll be on Saturday, August 24th. The very next night, it'll be another dual race on the 25th as we make our trip to the Mason City Motor Speedway in Mason City, Iowa. After that, we'll make our lone trip to the land of Lincoln on Sunday, September 1st, as the Malvern Bank East Series heads to the High Bank Quarter Mile down at the Rock Island County Fairgrounds, the East Moline Speedway in East Moline, Illinois. And then we have our final race in the state of Nebraska this year, Sunday, September 8th, at the Eagle Raceway in Eagle, Nebraska, for the inaugural running of the Stewart Alley Memorial. After the Stewart Alley Memorial at Eagle Raceway, we head over to the famed Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa for the Bob Moshman Memorial. That'll be another dual race on September 21st. Then we'll get back with the Malvern Bank West Series on Friday, September 27th, down at the Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. And we'll round out the 2024 season October 4th and 5th at the Adams County Speedway in Corning, Iowa for the Pumpkin Dash. And we will crown our 2024 West and East Series champions. So unfortunately, Kurt Schroeder gonna end his heat race on the hook and book. Mike Collins able to keep going. We'll get ready, 5 cars here to try to finish out heat race number 3 with the Malvern Bank West Series at the Thayer County Speedway. Again, 4th all-time visit by the tour here to Deschler. J.C. Wyman, your race leader. He's been able to fend off the likes of Jake Neal all throughout this race. Off of turn number 4, we go green. We're back underway. How will things shake out? Layton trying to get that outside lane working. He'll keep Justin Kai behind him. Meanwhile, Jake Neal can't get the drop on J.C. Wyman. Now Wyman jumps the cushion in 4, but he gets enough running on the outside. White flag is out. Jake Neal with one last shot at it, going through 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Justin Kai able to take the 3rd spot away. Into 3 we go. Neal looks low. Wyman sticks to his line through turns 3 and 4. Checker flag will be out, and J.C. Wyman will win heat race number 3. Jake Neal is 2nd, and by about half a car length, Justin Kai gets the nod over Bill Layton Jr., and it's Mike Collins and Kurt Schroeder. What a dash there to the finish, race fans. We give it up for him. Your winner of heat race number 3. He comes to us from Griswold, Iowa. He drives the Clean Car Center, Wyman Body Works, Shore Motor Company, GW Performance, Griswold American Newspapers and Printing, Rican Funeral Home, JD Wyman Powered Longhorn Chassis. Number 4, your heat 3 winner, J.C. Wyman. Well, race fans, that will conclude heat racing action for all 3 of our classes here tonight at the Thayer County Speedway. We're going to send out the Belleville High Banks push truck team and a couple of the water tankers out there to run in the outside lane. when we get back to racing action, our 3 features are all that remain here tonight. That includes our 3,000 to win Malvern Bank Super Late Model A main event. We'll let you know who the Skyline Materials lucky 6th place starter is tonight. Again, a bonus $1,650 could be going to one of these drivers if they can win tonight's A feature from the 6th starting position. So with that, this will be a quick little pause for the cause for everyone on dirtcrown.tv as well. Now would be a good time to head over, take a bathroom break, head down to the fridge or something to get something to eat. And we'll get ready to go. And I believe, just got the word, I believe Chad Holliday was our top point earner, so he will have first choice on the Skyline Materials lucky 6th place starter. We'll see if he takes that or not. So for all of our race fans, now would be a good time to head down to the concession stand, get something hot to eat, something cold to drink, and make sure you're ready. Our 3A features are all that remains here tonight, here at the 2024 Thayer County Fair. And glad to have each and every one of you with us here tonight as we get ready to crown our next 3 feature winners. So like I mentioned before, we'll be back out here on Saturday night, September 7th, for the Spring Creek Showdown, featuring the Malvern Bank 360 Sprint Car Series along with the United Rebel Sprint Series. We will also have IMCA Hobby Stocks on the card that night as well. We hope to see you out here Saturday night, September 8th, for the Spring Creek Showdown for the Malvern Bank 360 Sprint Car Series. Of course, that very next night, on September 8th, the Malvern Bank 360 Sprint Car Series will join with the Malvern Bank Super Late Models West Series at Eagle Raceway for the Stewart Alley Memorial. The night before, though, on September 6th, the Malvern Bank 360 Sprint Cars and United Rebel Sprint Series will be at the Beatrice Speedway in Beatrice, Nebraska. So 3 nights of sprint car racing coming up in the first weekend in September. We hope you'll join us. Beatrice Speedway on September 6th, right here at Deschler on September 7th, and Eagle Raceway for the Stewart Alley Memorial on September 8th. Right now, right in the middle of our quick intermission here before our 3A features here at the 2024 Thayer County Fair. Well, race fans, you see him out there. Not quite nighttime, but it is the right time. We are ready for our first showdown at sundown here at Thayer County Speedway. Our Sunoco Race Fuels IMCA late model A-main event rolls out. On the pole for our first feature of the night will be the 112 of Dan Lucan. On his outside will be the 60 IB of Anthony Roth. Row number 2 will be the 5S of Dylan Schmier. On his outside, the 23 of Jake Kapicka. Colton Leal in the 13 Junior will start inside row number 3. Rounding out the field will be the 14. That is Bill Kubik. That is your lineup for the Sunoco Race Fuels IMCA late models here at the Thayer County Speedway. Well, race fans, next time around, it will be our first of 3 parade laps on the night. So this is your first chance to get on up, out of your seat, and on your feet. Send these drivers off in style and thank them for coming out tonight here for the 2024 Thayer County Fair.
Rob, pull him off after this lap. We're going green next time.
Race fans, as they come off at turn number 4, give them the big send-off here in Deschler. These are the flyers on 4 fat tires, your Sunoco Race Fuels IMCA late models. So you got Dan Lucan from Albion, Anthony Roth from Columbus, Dylan Schmier from Aurora, Jake Kapicka from Juniata, Colton Leal, now from Dubuque, Iowa, but originally from Utan, Nebraska, and Bill Kubik from Grand Island. Quite the crossroads with the late models here as the caution lights go out 15 times around the speedway. For your IMCA late model A main event off of 4, we go green. Anthony Roth from the outside of the front row will take the whole shot as they go through 1 and 2. Dylan Schmier, good run from the low side of Dan Lucan. That will be for the second spot. Schmier will take him as they go into turn 3. Jake Kapicka trying to follow around the low side for the third spot. Lap 1 will go to Anthony Roth. Dylan Schmier runs second. Jake Kapicka runs third. Maybe not for long. Kapicka making that Dixie chassis work around the low side. He'll nose ahead of Schmier for the second spot as they head to turn 3. Jake Kapicka ready to crack the whip around here. Here goes Schmier on the return down the front straightaway. Schmier by half a nose will have the second spot as they cross the line. Great racing here for position number 2. Meanwhile, Bill Kubik trying to work to the inside of Dan Lucan. That is for position number 5 on the speedway. Meanwhile, Anthony Roth picking him up and laying him down in car 60 IB. Kapicka continuing to apply the pressure on the low side. Through 1 and 2, he'll nose ahead by half a car length over Schmier as they head to turn 3. Kapicka will now have the silver medal spot as they exit turn number 4. Jake Kapicka, the only Dixie chassis in the field for IMCA late models, just like Daryl DeFrance. He's got the only Dixie chassis with the Malvern Bank Series tonight. And right now, Dylan Schmier trying to put the whip to it in the 5S, that XR1 rocket. That Leonard Graphics sponsored 5S going after Kapicka for the second spot. But right now, Anthony Roth, it's a sweet Bloomquist chassis. Had a lot of help there during the offseason. Tad Pospischel and crew were helping setting up that 60 IB during the offseason, and Roth has definitely been making it work for him. Multiple feature wins at multiple racetracks here in the state of Nebraska, and he right now is looking good here at the Thayer County Speedway. The Gaver Tire Pros, Roth Racing Performance Elite Mobile Blasting, number 60 IB, continues to run roughshod here in our IMCA late model main event. Jake Kapicka runs second. Then it's Dylan Schmier, Bill Kubik, Colton Leal, Dan Lucan just about caught the concrete off at turn number 2. Lucan keeps that 6th spot on lock as the laps continue to wind down. We're halfway through this one. Nice and easy. Everyone's making their way around the speedway, crisp and clean. And right now, Anthony Roth continuing to pick him up and laying him down. Anthony Roth coming off believe a second place run last night on his home soil at the US 30 Speedway. Looks like trouble for Dan Lucan. He is slow going into turn number 1. See if he can get that car off the racetrack and out of harm's way. Lucan stays to the low side. He'll pull the 112 into the infield. It'll be an early departure for the Albion native. Meanwhile, up front, Anthony Roth continues to show the way. Jake Kapicka continues to run second. Kapicka, one of the Junction Motor Speedway regulars, putting in a good effort here before he gets back to work tomorrow in weekly competition at the Junction Motor Speedway. Meanwhile, Anthony Roth, normally a regular up at Off-Road Speedway. We'll see if he joins us tomorrow night with the Malvern Bank Series. The IMCA late models are off tomorrow night at the Off-Road Speedway. And meanwhile, we got trouble in turn number 2 as Bill Kubik goes around. And the caution will be out for the 14 of Bill Kubik, who lost the handle in turn number 2. So tough right there. The driver out of Grand Island, Nebraska, does a dipsy-do spinneroo in turn 2. Kubik's able to get it refired. He'll tag the tail end. Meanwhile, Dan Lucan takes the 112 behind the wall. It's going to be a long ride back to Albion for the driver of the 112. So believe it or not, I believe you got 5 different chassis makes out here as well in this feature. You got Roth with the Bloomquist chassis, Kapicka with the Dixie, Schmier with the Rocket, Colton Leal with a Black Diamond, and Bill Kubik in a Swartz. Off at turn number 4, we're back to green. Anthony Roth has just been rock solid all race long. And now Kapicka trying to take advantage with this track position on the restart. Here comes Kapicka for the race lead. Side by side, green-white checker to decide this one. Down to the white flag. Kapicka's got something to say about this. Into 1 we go. Kapicka keeping Roth honest, and he actually pokes the red nose piece ahead of Roth. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Roth tries to play defense. Up the hill goes Roth, down to the line, and it will be Kapicka to steal it. Kapicka steals it on the last lap. Anthony Roth will have to settle for second. Then it's Dylan Schmier, Bill Kubik, and Colton Leal. What a finish. He saved his best lap for last. Race fans, give it up for him. Your winner out of Juniata, Nebraska, car number 23, Jake Kapicka.
What area, Rick? By you or over here by us?
He is going to get the helmet off and all the safety equipment. And what a run. There he is, race fans. He's climbing out. Give it up for your IMCA late model winner, Jake Kapicka. In thrilling fashion, taking full advantage of that track position from that late caution.
No, do not send the guy. Rob needs to send the push trucks.
So congratulations to Jake Kapicka on the job well done. Of course, his father, longtime late model driver from Juniata as well, Tom Kapicka. He's got to be loving that as Jake picked his moment and took his shot. And Kapicka going to walk away with the big check tonight. Meanwhile, the push truck team going to go back out and widen out the racetrack a little bit further. We'll get ready for our Midwest Classic Stock Car A main event, and we'll finish out the night with tonight's Malvern Bank Super Late Model West Series A main event. So now we have a little break in the action again, race fans. Now would be a good time to head down to the concession stand. Check out some of those food vendors because they got a lot of good eats no matter where you look down there on the Midway. Of course, don't forget to enjoy the rest of the 2024 Thayer County Fair. I believe, from what I saw on the posters, tomorrow night, we hope you'll join us out here. I believe John Michael Montgomery is going to be in concert here at the Thayer County Fairgrounds. So that's a can't miss. That's a classic right there. So come on out. I believe tomorrow night, John Michael Montgomery will be live in concert here at the Thayer County Fairgrounds. You won't want to miss it. So another big thank you. Congratulations to Jake Kabicka, to the 23, on a job well done. As we get a little bit more track prep done, 2 more features to go here at the Thayer County Speedway. You're watching it live on Dirt Crown TV and watching it here in Deschler. We'll be right back momentarily for our final 2 features. Well, race fans, it's a quick turnaround here as we get ready for the Midwest Classic Stock Car Association A main. Eric Cherney going to be on the pole with the 12 of Tad Proskachil to be on his outside. Kyle Becker in the 27 and Corey Proskachil in the 17. They'll make up row number 2. Row number 3 scheduled to be the double X of Trent Proskachil and the 1 of Bill Rombach. Your 4th row will be the 6 double S of Bill Rost and the 25 of Jeremiah Bunch. Well, just like that, race fans, it is time for our 2nd parade lap of the evening. Get on up, send these old schoolers out in style here tonight at the Thayer County Fairgrounds. Here we go, Thayer County Speedway. The time has come once again. Nothing beats a classic. Send the love, Deschler, to the stars and the classic cars of the Midwest Classic Stock Car Association. Now buckle up, race fans, here we go. 8 cars ready to do battle here. So unfortunately the 9X of Cody Proskachil, he had that motor grow up in the hot laps, and he has been a scratch for the evening. So it's the chairman of the board on pole position, Pork Chop, Eric Cherney will bring the field off at turn number 4, and we are ready to go green with the classic stock cars here at Thayer County Speedway. And we'll be Cherney to show the way down off at turn number 2 for the first time. Cherney shows the way as they hit at turn number 3. Meanwhile, it's the little blue Vega that could. Kyle Becker in that 2nd spot. Cherney will lead lap number 1. Becker rides in that 2nd position. Meanwhile, the Proskachils going at it for positions 3, 4, and 5. Here comes Bill Rombach. And Rombach had trouble in his after the hot laps. Could not make it out for the heat race. Right now, Rombach trying to get that 68 Camaro up to snuff. Right now, Cherney making it look easy at the front of the pack. Trent Proskachil staying to the low side of Corey Proskachil. That's for 3rd. But it's going to be the 71 Monte Carlo of Corey to show the way over the 49 Ford of Trent as they head into turn number 3. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Bunch has worked his way into the top 5. Here comes the Oldsmobile. Jeremiah Bunch from Narca, Kansas, coming up and making his presence felt. Here comes the 25. Good racing here throughout the pack. You got Cherney and Becker battling out for the lead. Corey and Trent Proskachil going at it for 3rd. And a little further back for 6th, you got Tad Proskachil and Bill Rombach slugging it out. So tight racing almost everywhere you look on this racetrack. Right now, Corey Proskachil continuing to feel the pressure from Trent on that low side. Meanwhile, Kyle Becker right on the back bumper of the 00 of Eric Cherney. Cherney swings the exit of 4 wide, and Kyle Becker couldn't get the run off the bottom that he needed. Here goes Becker back to the inside through 1 and 2. Couldn't make the pass there. Cherney keeping enough momentum on his side to keep the top spot away. Meanwhile, Corey Proskachil closing in. He's got Trent Proskachil with him. Trent Proskachil, kudos to him and his crew. That car ended up on its roof at Albion last weekend. They got the car repaired, got it fresh and cleaned up, and right now, starting to enter a 4-car battle for the race lead. Cherney, Becker, and then the two Proskachils going at it for the top spot. Here goes Corey. Corey Proskachil in that 17, looking to the outside of Kyle Becker. Meanwhile, Becker's looking to the inside of Cherney for the race lead. It is getting tight at the front of the pack. Here comes Trent Proskachil. Proskachil, the only Ford in the field tonight, trying to pull up aside Corey again. Great 4-car battle at the front of the pack. Cherney still leads it. Becker still wants that spot, and so do Corey and Trent Proskachil. Great battle here in the Midwest Classic Stock Cars at the Thayer County Fairgrounds. Becker staying to the low side through turns 3 and 4, but still cannot get the run off the bottom. Becker's been good staying with Cherney, but he hasn't been able to get the exit speed that he needs to pull ahead of Cherney on the straightaways. Can he find it here? Because he's got to find it soon, because we only have 2 circuits left, and Cherney's not waiting. Now Cherney a bit more of a decisive advantage over Becker as they head to turn number 1. Becker trying to pull up aside again. Corey Proskachil trying to keep it a good 3-car race. White flag will be coming out next time around. Eric Cherney, can he hold on? Or will we see a last lap pass like we saw with the IMCA late models? One more time around the Speedway. Kyle Becker is there. Corey and Trent Proskachil are there. And now Becker gets the run. He finally found it. And Becker pulls ahead into 3 for the final time. Will it stick? Can Cherney get the run on the outside lane? Off of turn number 4. Will not happen. Another last lap pass. Kyle Becker in the little Vega that could. Cherney is second. And then it's Trent Proskachil, Corey Proskachil, Jeremiah Bunch, Bill Rombach, Tad Proskachil, and Bill Rost. Wow. How about it, race fans? Another last lap pass, and give it up for him. The little Vega that could. He hails from Columbus, Nebraska. He pilots a 1976 Chevy Vega. Give it up for your winner, race fans. Car number 27, Kyle Becker. Wow. It is quality over quantity in terms of competition tonight. Back-to-back last lap, last corner passes. What a night it has been so far. And our winner is down there in victory lane. When he climbs out, race fans, give him a big Deschler send-off after a thrilling race. Probably had to be the best race of the year so far on the Classic Stock Car Tour. He and Eric Cherney were pretty much deadlocked for the race lead almost the entire way around.
Yeah, we've had 2 good races. You're like 2 laps here, Rob. Good.
There he is, race fans. He's out of the car. Kyle Becker in the little Vega that could. Wins an absolute barn burner tonight with the Midwest Classic Stock Cars. Well, race fans, that puts 2 features in the books, and there is only one that remains. That will be your Malvern Bank Super Late Model A main event here at the Thayer County Speedway.
We're also getting our guys down into the hot area.
In the meantime, while the track crew gets the last of that fluff knocked down on the outside, you see some of the team members going down into the infield. That will serve as our hot pit area on the back straightaway. Drivers will be able to head down to the hot pit and make repairs under caution. However, if they do make their way out onto the speedway after the hot pit, they must start at the tail end of the field. Championship points on the line tonight. Tonight is a West-only race. So will be tomorrow. over at the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk, Nebraska. We hope you could join us out there. If not, we'll have the folks at Dirt Crown TV. Of course, Dirt Crown becoming the official streaming partner of the Off-Road Speedway for 2024, hopefully for years to come. We had an excellent race up there with the Malvern Banks Series back in June. Hopefully we can deliver another banger for the Bob Haase Memorial tomorrow night at the Off-Road Speedway. August 17th, we'll also be back in action with the Malvern Banks Super Late Models. We'll be at the Junction Motor Speedway in McCool Junction, Nebraska. That will be before we head over for a big Iowa dual doubleheader with the East Series and the West. August 24th, we'll be at the Hamilton County Speedway in Webster City, Iowa. And then Sunday night, the 25th, we'll be at the Mason City Motor Speedway in Mason City, Iowa to finish out the month of August. Race fans, hopefully they'll be making their way down to the infield for the final time. Give them another big round of applause to finish out the night. The Belleville High Banks push truck team helping us out here tonight. Big thanks to these guys coming up from the Belleville High Banks in Kansas for helping us out here. And with that, race fans, it won't be too much longer before we bring out our A main event lineup. So again, another big thank you to the Belleville High Banks push truck team for helping us out here, not just tonight, but also this past Sunday for the Remy Elting Memorial. Hopefully we'll see them for the Spring Creek Showdown with the Malvern Bank 360 Sprint Car Series. Well, the first couple of cars making their way out onto the Speedway, race fans, your Malvern Bank main event is making its way out to the Speedway. As the field gets checked up over on the front straightaway. So as we wait on the remainder of the field, race fans, let's get a quick look at tonight's starting lineup for tonight's Malvern Banks Super Late Models West Series A main event. On the pole, it'll be the 22 of Charlie McKenna. On his outside will be the 6 of Jake Neal. Row number 2, it'll be the 4 of J.C. Wyman. On his outside, the 32C of Chad Holliday. Row number 3, it'll be the 26 junior of Corey Zeider. And tonight's Skyline Materials lucky 6th place starter will be the 24, the points leader, Bill Layton Jr. Row number 4 will be the 38T of Dylan Thornton and the 14 of Kyle Burke. Row number 5 will be the 1 of Jake Bridge and the 35D of Dylan Silman. Row number 6 will be the 04 of Tad Pospischel and the 62 of Justin Seitner. Row number 7 will be the 15K of Justin Kai and the 56 of Chris Speaker. Row number 8 will be the 15C of Kurt Schroeder and the 53 of Andrew Kosiski. Row 9 will be the 52 of Brian Kosiski and the 3 of Mike Collins. Your 10th and final row will be the 99D of Daryl DeFrance and the 77 of Jeremy Petty. That will be your lineup, race fans. 20 cars scheduled to go 25 laps, $3,000 going to the winner. And plus, if Bill Layton Jr. can win from the 6th place spot tonight, he can receive a bonus $1,650 courtesy of Skyline Materials. If he does not win tonight, the bonus will get boosted up to $1,800 when we head to Off-Road Speedway tomorrow night. So far, 3 past winners here. You got two of your past winners here at Thayer County on the front row with Charlie McKenna and Jake Neal. Neal won the first race here back in 2021. Charlie McKenna, last year's winner. Kyle Burke, your 2022 winner, starts outside row number 4. Keep your eyes on Chad Holliday and Bill Layton Jr. Only 6 points separate those two in the championship standings going into this feature. Once again, race fans, on behalf of the Malvern Banks Super Late Models West Series, we thank each and every one of you great race fans for coming out here in a near sold out crowd here at the Thayer County Speedway. We thank each and every one of you for coming out and enjoying the action here tonight at the Thayer County Speedway. We hope you could join us out tomorrow at the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk, Nebraska for the Bob Haase Memorial. But tonight, Deschler is the place to be. So the 62 of Justin Thayer will file his way back in line. Well, race fans, the greatest late model drivers in America's heartland are ready to duel it out one final time. When they come off at turn number 4, this is your time to send these drivers off, race fans. Send them off in style, the way you know how. How about it? Deschler, Nebraska. The time has come to scream, shout, and let it all out. You can only hope to contain them because you can't beat them. The best of the West, the Malvern Bank Super Late Models. We will talk to the winner down in Malvern Bank Victory Lane. Question is, will Charlie McKenna, will Jake Neal, or will Kyle Berg become the first repeat winner? Or will we have our 4th different winner in 4 visits here to the Thayer County Speedway? Caution lights are out. Charging Charlie on pole position with the Ripper to his outside. And the field will come to life off of turn number 4 this time. McKenna and Neal bring the field down, and tonight's Malvern Bank main event is officially all systems go at Thayer County Speedway. 25 times around the Speedway, McKenna slides up the track, 3 wide for the race lead momentarily. McKenna with the half-car advantage over Jake Neal as the field storms into turn number 3 for the first time. J.C. Wyman and Chad Holliday side-by-side. Lap number 1 will go to Charging Charlie. McKenna, your leader after lap 1. Jake Neal runs in that second spot. J.C. Wyman 3 wide there as Chad Holliday and Corey Seiner, they split Bill Layton Jr. Keep your eyes on Holliday and Layton. That's the battle for the title right now. J.C. Wyman also in the thick of that battle. Wyman has the 3rd spot over Holliday as they end in turn number 1. Now Wyman, good run through the middle. The Griswold, Iowa, number 4. Now into the 2nd spot. And Chad Holliday going to follow suit. Holliday to the inside. He'll slide up in front of Jake Neal to take the 3rd spot away. Meanwhile, Kyle Berg looking to the inside of Corey Seiner and Bill Layton Jr. for position. Great racing here in the front of the pack at Deschler. Right now, Corey Seiner and Jake Neal side by side for the 4th spot. Meanwhile, Holliday trying to force the handoff at turn number 4. He and J.C. Wyman going at it for the 2nd spot. Holliday round the bottom. He will slide up and Wyman quickly takes the spot back. Holliday just sent it in a bit too deep through 1 and 2 that time, and J.C. Wyman made him pay for it. Meanwhile, Charlie McKenna setting a torrid pace around the outside lane here at Thayer County Speedway. McKenna trying to become the first repeat winner here at this track and trying to get his first win on the tour. McKenna looking strong early on as J.C. Wyman continues to run second. Chad Holliday trying to throw the slide job off of turn 1-2 again. Comes up empty. Meanwhile, Bill Layton Jr. back into the top 5. He's got Kyle Berg and Corey Seiner to contend with. Great 3-car battle there for position number 5. Layton has the spot. Seiner trying to take it on the outside lane. Seiner will have it by half a car length at the flag stand. Meanwhile, Chad Holliday, he's been able to regroup, and he's going back after Wyman for the 2nd spot. Slide job coming from the Muscatine, Iowa driver. Up the hill goes the 32C. Wyman cuts it back in. Drag race down to the line. Wyman back to the 2nd spot. Great race there for 2nd. Wyman up the hill. Spins up a Roosterdale. And Holliday takes the spot back. Excellent back and forth we're seeing here. Chad Holliday, J.C. Wyman, they both jump the cushion in turn number 4. But Holliday this time has enough of a gap to where it doesn't matter. Laps continue to wind down here. 16 to go. Next time by will be 3 laps shy of halfway. Charlie McKenna has led every circuit up to this point. line, you'll see Trainers 22. Chad Holiday runs second. Then it's J.C. Wyman in third. Jake Neal runs fourth. Bill Layton Jr. rounds out the top five. Then it's Corey Seidner, Kyle Berg, Tad Pospisil, Dylan Silman, and Justin Seidner. That's your top 10. Now we got a three-car battle shaping up for the sixth spot. Corey Seidner, and it's getting close between Tad Pospisil and Kyle Berg. Great racing here. Pospisil and Berg going at it. Tad Pospisil and Kyle Berg, the two most decorated drivers in the history of the series. They were at this kind of like they are tonight. They were like that at Columbus. Pospisil able to keep the 14 at bay for the time being. And now trouble in turn number 4. Chris Speaker in the top of turn number 4 will put us under caution for the first time. Caution on the Speedway just before the halfway mark. The 56 of Chris Speaker comes to a stop in turn number 4 with 13 laps remaining. So we are 1 lap shy of the halfway mark here in our Malvern Bank main event, and it's the 9-time Adams County Speedway track champion Chris Speaker putting us under yellow flag conditions for the first time in our main event. One of the members of the Belleville High Banks push truck team going to go and assist the 56 of Chris Speaker. Delaware double file going to be implemented to the field. We'll see how Chad Holiday will respond. We'll see if he chooses the high lane or the low lane for this start. Race fans, as he comes down the front straightaway, he's not going to win the $3 check tonight. He'll be paid with your applause. Give it up, Chris Speaker, putting in a good run so far tonight. The driver out of Messina, Iowa. Give him a round of applause as he heads back towards the pits. A tough right there for the driver out of Messina, Iowa. Been great to see the 56 on the full season tour this year for the Malvern Bank West Series. Has competed quite a bit on the East Series as well. Been great to have the Woodpecker out on tour this year. 1 to go signal coming to the field. We go green next time by. Charlie McKenna. So far, 12 laps in, and McKenna's taken all dozen for himself. He still has another baker's dozen to go. But Chad Holiday and J.C. Wyman are breathing down his neck. They're second and third in the point standings going into this race. What other twists and turns are we going to see in this feature? 13 remain here at Deschler. Charlie McKenna trying to go back-to-back here at Deschler. We're back underway. Good takeoff, and now Holiday with the slide job coming on McKenna. That's for the lead. Switchback coming from Charlie. McKenna back to the lead as they enter turn number 3. Chad Holiday trying to keep McKenna honest off at turn number 4. McKenna will lead back at the halfway mark. Meanwhile, Jake Neal has worked his way to the third spot. Here comes Tad Pospisil on the low side. Holiday again trying to force the hand. Into turn 3 we go. Holiday and McKenna side by side for the race lead off at turn number 4. It's close combat action. Meanwhile, we got one up against the wall. J.C. Wyman caught it, and he's able to bounce off and continue on. It's getting feisty up front. Here comes Tad Pospisil. Jake Neal's in the mix as well. Fatal four-way match for the race lead up at turn number 4. McKenna hanging on for dear life. It's getting fun. Pospisil round the low side, and things are getting pretty chippy in the back. Contact between Dylan Silman and Jake Neal. Both of them catch the implement tire as Silman slides into the infield. And caution will be coming out this time. It got a little too close for comfort. Jake Bridge and Dylan Silman get together. Silman takes a slide for life through the infield, and Bridge, unfortunately, heavy suspension damage on the front end, and Silman none too happy. So last 3 laps have been nothing short of intense. So again, they knocked out one of the implement tires there right in the middle of turns 1 and 2. They're going to try to put that tire back in position over at the bottom of the entrance of turn 1. Meanwhile, Dylan Silman, he has taken the 35D back behind the wall. A tough right there for the young man out of Alvo, Nebraska. Meanwhile, Jake Bridge, one of our Rookie of the Year contenders for the West Series. And Bridge is going to be on the business end of the Thayer County Speedway hook and book. A tough break there. Jake Bridge in the H&H Racing #1. Looks like Jake, he's out of the car. He's surveying the damage right now. Yeah, none too happy, unfortunately, for the #1 out of Waverly, Nebraska. That is the team that won the first ever Malvern Bank Series race here at Deschler back in 2021 with Jake Neal at the wheel. But a tough right there.
I am shaking. Put the swerver outside and this in here.
So officially 10 laps to go here in our Malvern Bank main event. Charlie McKenna been hanging on for dear life for this lead. And now it's Tad Pospischel in the second spot. Chad Holliday is third. Jake Neal, an excellent run for the Al Humphrey Motorsports #6. He runs fourth. Then it's Bill Ayton Jr., your top 5. Kyle Burke runs 6th. Corey Zeitner 7th. Justin Zeitner 8th. J.C. Wyman 9th. And Dylan Thornton rounding out the top 5. Dylan Thornton right now currently 2nd in the East Series standings. And he's the current East Series Rookie of the Year point leader, rounding out the top 10 in his first ever visit here to the Thayer County Speedway. Dylan Thornton also coming in with some momentum, picked up an A-feature win with his IMCA Modified earlier this weekend over at the Clay County Speedway in Spencer, Iowa. Thornton already a 2-time winner on the East Series this year. Won the season opener for the East Tour at the Stewart International Speedway in Stewart, Iowa. Also picked up a win at the debut at the Lafayette County Speedway in Darlington, Wisconsin. Meanwhile, Tad Pospischel trying to go 2 for 2 on the West Tour so far. He won last round at US 30 Speedway. Also won the season opener for the West Series down at the Central Missouri Speedway in Warrensburg, Missouri. As for Chargin' Charlie, you have to go back to this race last year, the last time the 22 found victory lane on the tour. It was one of his 2A feature wins last season, his only one on the West Tour. Charlie McKenna looking to get a good boost in the standings. But McKenna currently sitting 10th in season-long point standings for the Malvern Bank West Series going into the Thayer County Fair. Chad Holliday trying to get his first win on the West Tour this year. So far, he's been a 2-time winner, both of them coming on the East Series. So Jake Bridge, they're going to escort the #1 machine down into the infield, and we'll get ready for this restart. 10 laps remain here at the Thayer County Speedway. It's been getting dicey. The last 3 laps, you had to hold your breath. What else is going to happen? Keep your eyes on the drivers. A lot of championship implications are unfoiling right now. McKenna currently 10th in the points. You got Pospischel, who's 4th. Holliday, who is 2nd. Layton, who's the point leader. J.C. Wyman, he faded back the last several laps. He's currently 3rd. Off of 4, 10 laps to go here at the Thayer County Speedway, back underway. And McKenna nailed that start as they go into 1. Pospischel will have the car length advantage, making 2.5 over Chad Holliday as they exit turn 2. Meanwhile, Jake Neal, this has been a solid run for the Al Humphrey Motorsports #6. Neal around the low side of turns 3 and 4, going toe-to-toe with the points leader. Bill Layton Jr. trying to get that outside lane to hustle, just like Holliday and McKenna have been able to do. But right now, McKenna has got that top shelf glued up just the way he likes it. The My Yield Seed Treaters 22 trying to become the first repeat winner here at the Thayer County Speedway. Green wide momentarily as Chad Holliday pulls back ahead of Bill Layton Jr. and Jake Neal. And now Kyle Burke is going to enter the mix. Can the Marquette Missile rattle off the top 5? He just missed the top 5 last time out at US 30. Meanwhile, here comes Pospischel. Pospischel may have something to say late about the race lead. Into 3 they go. They're side by side. Tad Pospischel around the low side trying to force McKenna's hand. Not going to happen. Chargin' Charlie still in the lead. Next time around, we will have 5 laps to go. Charlie McKenna with Tad Pospisil nipping at his heels now, looking low on the turn number 4. Will we have our first lead change of the race? Survey says no. Pospisil now nose ahead around the low side. Will come down to 4 to go. Now Pospisil trying to complete the overtake. He will on the turn number 4. Tad Pospisil takes the race lead with 4 laps to go. Tight race here at the end. Pospisil trying to salvage the points and get back into this title fight. Tad Pospisil, the defending West Series champion, trying to go for win number 41 all-time of his career with the series and his 3rd on the season. And trying to go back-to-back here in the state of Nebraska. He won a thriller in Columbus and now trying to steal one late here at Deschler. 2 sticks are up from Scott Angel 2 more times around the Speedway for Tad Pospisil. A great run here, the Scott Bailey Racing engine between the frame rails on the Longhorn chassis, number 04. He'll take it into turn number 3 and the white flag set to fly. 3/8 of a mile to go for the driver out of North Fork, Nebraska. Trying to make this late race charge to try to defend his championship. He'll go into 3 for the final time, and he will get his 2nd win in the Cornhusker State in 2 races. Tad Pospisil wins at the Thayer County Fair. Charlie McKenna will be 2nd. Bill Ayton Jr. comes home 3rd. Justin Seiner 4th. Kyle Burke will round out the top 5. Then it's Jake Neal, Chad Holliday, Corey Seiner, Dylan Thornton. I believe Daryl DeFrance will round out the top 10. A great charge there late.
How about it, race fans? One more time, give it up for your A feature winner out of North Fork, Nebraska, the 04, Tad Pospisil.
His 41st all-time win with the series, and his first one here at Thayer County. What a charge here late. Thumbs up there from Charlie McKenna after the end. It has been a laser-fast racetrack tonight. He's climbing out and saluting you, Deschler. Give it up for him, your winner tonight, Tad Pospisil. Tad, my man, that's probably the most pump I've seen playing in a while here. I know this is quite of a different racetrack than what we've been facing the last several years out here. Man, this thing was lights out fast.
Yeah, we had a damn good race car. We had one all night. We really screwed up in time trials and just made a wrong call. Was worried about the slime, and we shouldn't have worried about it, but we dug ourselves out and ended up in victory lane. Thanks, Thayer County, all you fans for coming out and supporting this. You know, this place can be tough. It started out a little slimy and not that racy, but hell, it turned out damn racing.
Definitely. I tell you what, here in the state of Nebraska now with the Columbus win last weekend, and now what is it going to take here? Because I know you were 4th in the standings going in. There's still a good amount of ground left to cover, and we don't have it's down right now. We got a long way. We got a long way to get there. What is it going to take to put the 04 back in this title hunt?
Just being consistent, not making dumb mistakes like we did tonight in time trials. You know, sometimes I just have brain farts and do dumb things, but thank the good Lord, first and foremost, allowing us to get out of that hole tonight. I thank all my crew, my wife, my little boy Easton, all my crew that helps out, my sponsors, Dietz Well, 106 Kicks, TB and Company, Signer Trucking, Window World, Iron Horse CPAs and Advisors. Couldn't do it without all of them. I'm wore out.
Well, hey, hopefully it'll be a good night's sleep for you, because
Not only that, tomorrow night, we go back to your backyard tomorrow night up at Off-Road Speedway. That track has been kind of hit and miss with you. You've had great nights there. Sometimes it's kind of bitten you. What is it going to take to put the 04 back up in front on your home soil tomorrow?
Just being consistent. You know, we need to go out, we need to time in good, do good in our heat race, start up towards the front. Norfolk's a tough place to pass to, but, you know, it can be real racy. I'm sure they'll have a racy racetrack for us, and looking forward to it. Hands off. This one's from against my grandpa. He said we sucked after the heat race, so he can eat that one.
I was going to say, you could probably eat some Humboldt. I think they might have some Humboldt pie back in the 4-H building. I don't know. Does this mean extra cotton candy for the young ones here tonight?
I suppose.
One more time, race fans, give it up for him. Tad Pospischel, your winner tonight here at the Thayer County Speedway. Big hug there from Jerry. Chad Jensen is down here as well. And it was a pretty good night. So far, like I said, his 41st all-time win with the series. And with that, race fans, that officially makes 4 races here at Deschler, 4 different winners. Love the parody. As we get the Photogs down here in Malvern Bank Victory Lane. After we get finished up down here, we'll give you a quick rundown of our finishing order here at the Thayer County Speedway. Let's take a quick rundown of your unofficial finishing order tonight here at the Thayer County Speedway. Again, Tad Pospischel walks away the winner tonight here at the Thayer County Speedway. Charlie McKenna comes home second, Billy Jr. third, Justin Zeitner fourth, and Kyle Burke will round out your top 5 tonight. Jake Neal comes home sixth, Chad Holliday seventh, Corey Zeitner eighth, Dylan Thornton ninth, and Daryl DeFrance rounds out the top 10. Andrew Kaczynski was 11th tonight, Kurt Schroeder 12th, Justin Kai 13th, JC Wyman 14th, and Brian Kaczynski will round out the top 15. Mike Collins was 16th, Jeremy Petty 17th, Jake Bridge 18th, Dylan Stillman 19th, and Chris Speaker will round out the field in 20th. Well, once again, race fans, on behalf of the Malvern Bank Super Late Models West Series, again, thank you so much to each and every one of you for coming out tonight here for the 2024 Thayer County Fair races. Thank you for supporting this racetrack here tonight. And don't forget, only one more night of action remains here at the Thayer County Speedway. We want to see you out here on Saturday night, September 7th. It is the Spring Creek Showdown with the Malvern Bank 360 Sprint Car Series along with the United Rebel Sprint Series. Meanwhile, the Malvern Bank Super Late Model action, we will continue tomorrow night up at the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk, Nebraska. We hope you'll join us out here. And then we are back in the state of Nebraska on Saturday, August 17th, as the tour makes its annual stop to the Junction Motor Speedway in McCool Junction, Nebraska. With that, big thanks to our Dirt Crown TV audience for joining us tonight here at the Thayer County Speedway. On behalf of our producer Austin, our cameraman up here, my name is Anthony Ainsley, saying so long from the 2024 Thayer County Fair and the Thayer County Speedway here tonight. Please have a safe trip home or to your next destination and have a good rest of the 2024 Thayer County Fair. Good night, everyone. Please drive home safely.